Hi, this is the Wild Grass. In this video, we'll be learning about the basic of how to use the PyCharm IDE. By the end of the video, you will learn how to use PyCharm for creating projects and for viewing, creating, removing, editing, and running Python script, amongst many other things. So without further introduction, let's get started. So first, let's open PyCharm. If you're using Linux, you can open up PyCharm easily by first going to your PyCharm folder. Next, open the bin folder inside your PyCharm folder. Then run the pycharm.sh file. After PyCharm is open, you may minimize or close your file explorer. The instruction for opening PyCharm is a little different on the Windows operating system. So for the Windows users, let's take a quick detour to learn how to open PyCharm on a Windows operating system. If you're using Windows 11, you can easily open PyCharm by going to the Start menu and type in PyCharm. Then, if the PyCharm app shows up, click on Run as Administrator, or click on Run, and PyCharm should open. And that's how you open PyCharm on the Windows operating system. If you have seen this screen after you open PyCharm, it means that PyCharm had currently loaded a project. You can exit the project by first clicking on the menu icon located upper left of the screen. Then in the File tabs, click on the Close Project option. After doing all that, you should be now on the Welcome to PyCharm screen. Here, you can open your project by clicking on the Open button. Then select the project that you want to open. In my case, I do not have a project I wish to open, so I will click on the Cancel button to close this window. In the Welcome to PyCharm screen, you can also choose to create a new project by clicking on the New Project button. In the New Project screen, you can edit where the project is saved by editing the folder path. Another way you can change where the project is saved is by clicking on the folder icon. Select the folder where you want to save your project, and then click on the OK button. After you are happy with where you want to save your project, you can change the name of the project by editing the name right after the / that is to the right of the name of the folder where you want to save your project. If there is no / and name after the name of the folder where you want to save your project, you can add one yourself. In my case, I want to create my project in the folder PyCharm project, and in the file path there's no / after the folder PyCharm project, so I will need to add a / and a name. I will name it Example Python Project. As a beginner, you don't have to worry about the Python interpreter sections. Just make sure the base interpreter is filled out. The base interpreter should automatically fill out for you if you have already installed Python. If you do not see these options, then that most likely means you have not installed Python and will need to install it. If you need help installing Python on Linux or Windows 11, I have made a how-to video on it. I'll put a link to the videos in the description of this video if you need it. Moving on, now make sure the box create main.py welcome script is not checked so that PyCharm does not create a main.py welcome script in your project. When you're satisfied with everything in the new project window, click on the create button to create the Python project. And that is how you create a new Python project in PyCharm. Right now, the PyCharm window is very small, so let me maximize the PyCharm window first. You can maximize the PyCharm window by clicking on the maximize icon. Now that the PyCharm window is maximized, let's take a tour around PyCharm. First, let's learn about how to change the theme. If you want to change the theme, you can easily do so by first clicking on the IDE and project icon. Then click Theme, and then select the theme that you want. You can easily take a quick look at all the theme PyCharm has to offer by using the up and down arrow key on your keyboard. In my case, I will keep it the dark theme, so I will select the dark theme. Now that's done, let's take a look around the project tool window. Here you can view, remove, and create folder and Python file in your project. You can hide the item in the folder by clicking on the icon that is shaped like an upside down carrot. You can view the item inside the folder by clicking on the icon that looks like a greater than sign. Now let's learn about how to create a new folder. You can create a folder inside a folder by first right-clicking on the folder where you want to create the folder. In my case, I want to create a folder inside the Example Python Project folder. After right-clicking, hover over the New option. Then click on the Directory option. Type in the name you want for the folder, then hit Enter. In my case, I will choose the name Example Folder 1, and then I will hit Enter. And there, we just created a new folder inside PyCharm using the Project Tool window. Now, let's learn about how to create a new Python script using the Project Tool window. You can create a new Python script by first right-clicking on the folder where you want the Python script to be created. In my case, I want to create a new Python script in the Example Folder 1 folder. So, I will first right-click on the Example Folder 1 folder. After you have right-click on the folder where you want to create your Python script, hover over the New option, and then click on the Python file option. Here, type in a name that you want for the Python script and then hit Enter. In my case, I will type in example Python script 1, and then I will hit Enter. There, we just created a Python script in PyCharm using the project tool window. PyCharm will automatically open the new Python script as soon as you create it when using the PyCharm project tool window. You can close the Python script in the editor by clicking on the X button for the respective Python script that you want to close in the editor. If you want to open a Python script in the editor, you can do so by double-clicking on the respective Python file in the project tool window. That's all the basic things you need to know about the project tool window. And this is a nice segue into learning about the PyCharm editor panel. So let's learn about how to hide and unhide the project tool window. Then let's learn about the editor panel. You can minimize the project tool window by using the default project shortcut, Alt-1, or by clicking on the hide icon, or by clicking on the project icon. You can make the project tool window show up again by using the default project shortcut, Alt-1, or by clicking on the project icon. Anyway, I want to hide it so the screen will be less crowded and there will be more room for me to show you the editor panel. Now, let's move on to learning about the editor panel. Here's the editor panel, where you can edit Python script. Click on the script that you want to edit and where in the script you want to edit to begin editing the script. You can type in letters, characters, and numbers, and it will appear in the editor. For example, you can type in print, open parentheses, double quotation mark, hello world 123, double quotation mark, close parentheses. You can add new lines to your script by hitting the Enter button. If you hit Enter a lot of times, it will create many new lines. You can scroll up and down in the editor using the mouse wheel. You can also move up, down, right, and left in the editor using the up, down, right, and left arrow key respectively on your keyboard. And that's the basic of how to use the editor in PyCharm. Now, let's move on to a terminal. This is the terminal. Here, you can enter command and it will run. In this part video, I will teach you some basic command to get you started. First, we will need to understand what is going on. To the left of the dollar sign on the most bottom line will show you the file path of your location. For example, in my case, it's currently showing ~pycharm project / example Python project, which means I'm currently in the folder example Python project. You can move up in the folder by typing in the command cd space ... and then hit enter. Keep in mind that the terminal is case sensitive, so when typing in commands, make sure you're using the right case. Back to the cd command. As you can see, I'm now in the PyCharm project folder, which is where I store my PyCharm projects. Now, let's say you want to see what's in the folder. You can type in the ls command and then hit enter to see the list of all the folders and files contained inside the current folder you're located in. Here, I can see that my PyCharm project folder contains example Python project and Python project. Now, let's say that I want to go to folder example Python project. I will just need to type in the command cd space followed by the name of the folder. In this case, example Python project. Then hit enter. Now the file path is /pycharm project / example Python project, which means I'm currently in the example Python project folder. And that's the basic of how you move yourself around the terminal. Let's now learn about how to make folders in the terminal. To make a folder, first, go to the location where you want to make the folder. In my case, it will be the project folder example Python project. I'm already there, so I do not need to move anywhere. Next, the command to create Python folder is mkdir space followed by the folder name you want. So in my case, I will type in the command mkdir space and the name I want for the folder, example folder 2. Then I hit enter. That should create a folder named example folder 2 in my example Python project folder. We can check if example folder 2 is a folder in example Python project by using the ls command we learned before, which will list all the folders and files in our current folder. As you can see, example folder 2 does exist in the PyCharm project folder, which means we have successfully created it. And that's how you create a folder using the mkdir command in the terminal. Now, let's learn about how to create a Python file in the terminal. First, move yourself to where you want to create the file. In my case, it is example folder 2. I know that example folder 2 is located inside the folder I'm currently in because I just created it. So I just need to type in the command cd space example folder 2 and then enter to move myself there. Now, let's make the Python file. Now that I'm in the location where I want to make the Python file. To make the Python file, just type in the command touch space followed by the file name you want, then type .py after the file name. In my case, I'll type in example python script 2.py, then hit enter. That should create a Python file named example python script 2.py. But to check, we can use the ls command. The ls command shows that example python script 2.py does exist in the folder example folder 2, which means we have successfully created example python script 2.py. And that's how you create Python files in the terminal. Now let's learn about how to run Python script in the terminal. To run a Python script in the terminal, you will first need to go to the location where the Python script you want to run is located. In my case, I want to run the example python script 1.py, which is located in the example folder 1, which is located in the folder example python project. I know the folder I'm currently in is example folder 2, and one folder up is example python project. I know this because it is the folder name to the right of the last / in the file path. So first, I will need to get to example python project folder, which I can do so by typing in terminal cd space ... and then press enter. Then I will need to go to example folder 1, which I can do by typing in cd space example folder 1. Then I will hit enter. Now I'm in the example folder 1 folder, which is where Python script example python script 1.py is located. But if I'm not sure, I can check using the ls command to see what is in the example folder 1. The ls command shows example python script 1.py, so we're in the right folder. Now that we're in the right folder, let's run the script by going to the terminal and type in python with a lowercase p, space, and followed by the name of the Python script you want to run. In my case, example script 1, followed by .py. Remember not to forget the .py at the end, it's very important. After typing in that, hit enter. As you can see, the script outputted hello world 123, which is what it's supposed to output based on the script. So that means the script ran successfully. Now let's learn about how to hide and unhide the terminal. You can hide the terminal by using the default terminal shortcut, Alt F12, or by clicking on the terminal icon. You can make it reappear using the Alt F12 shortcut, or by clicking on the terminal icon. I prefer to keep the terminal hidden, so the editor panel is larger. And that's all the basic things you need to know about the terminal to edit Python script. Now, let's learn about how you can run a Python script in PyCharm without using the terminal. To do this, you need to first open the Python script you want to run in the editor. In my case, I want to run the example python script 1.py Python script, which is already open, so I do not need to do anything. Now, you just need to click on the triangle button to run the Python script. As you can see, it outputted hello world 123, which means it ran successfully. After you are done and want to close it, you can do so by clicking on the X button. If you're done using the PyCharm app and wish to close it, you can do so by clicking on the X button located on the upper right corner. Then click on the Exit button. Don't worry about saving your work. PyCharm should automatically save your work for you. And that's all you need to know to get started using PyCharm. Now, go have a play around with the PyCharm IDE to get yourself more familiar with it. There are many things you can do to help yourself if you need help or want to learn more about PyCharm. The first things you can do when you need help or want to learn more about PyCharm is through the PyCharm documentation. The link is jetbrains.com/help/PyCharm. I'll put the link in the description of this video. Another thing you can do when you need help or want to learn more is by using online resources, such as online forum and search engines. And that's the video. If you enjoyed the video, do not forget to like, subscribe, and share the video with a friend. Your support is my biggest motivation. If you're feeling generous and want to support me, please consider donating to me on Patreon. The link to it will be in the description of this video. The Wild Grass, signing out.